Hello, my name is Alyssa Hicks, and today I would like to tell you the story of how I got saved, which is how I came to know the Lord and accept Jesus Christ as my personal Savior. So it all started when I was about 10 years old. I grew up in a Christian home, so of course I learned about Jesus from the time I was 2, 3, 4 years old, and I learned everything there was to learn about what Jesus did for me on the cross, but I didn't really understand it fully until I was about 10, and I went to a play, some of you might have heard of it, that Assemblies of God used to do a lot, called Heaven's Gate, Hell's Fire. And basically it was a play that showed people who lived for God, and when they died they went to heaven, and then if they didn't live for God and they died, they would go to hell. And it was very graphic, so of course, it was a play, so we don't really know exactly how it would be, but it was very graphic. There were demons and everything, like, kind of creepy. So I honestly came to know the Lord just a lot out of fear from that. Like, I accepted Jesus after that play when they had an altar call. But that started my walk with the Lord, and I think even before that, I was already walking with the Lord, but this really made me understand how important it was to walk with the Lord. And so I did that, and I tried to be a light in the darkness at my public school, and I carried on with that. And of course, when we come to know the Lord, the devil likes to steer us away as best he can. And so I went through phases of my life, especially as a teenager, where I walked away, not completely, but I would, doubt him, or I was insecure, and all of that. And my parents divorced when I was 16, so my world kind of crashed at that point, and my faith kind of struggled, but the Lord was always with me. He always showed himself to me. But I think when I really became serious, even more so than as a child, about the Lord was when I became a worship leader. And that was, at the end of my high school years, right into college, I became a worship leader, and the Lord really began to show me more of himself through leading others in worship, and I became so much closer to God than ever before. And I was born blind without, I don't have any vision. And if you hear my guide dog walking around, I'm sorry, she's kind of loud. But I was born with no vision. And so, of course, I've had to live life differently than somebody with sight. Have had to learn to, walk by faith even more than the average person. And so as a worship leader, and as a blind person, it's really been interesting. But the Lord has used me so much despite my disability to glorify his name. And there's a verse in John chapter 9 that I always like to quote. I don't know the exact reference. I get it wrong every time I say it. But it's in John chapter 9, and it's about the man who was born blind. And Jesus' disciples asked him, did this man sin, or did his parents sin? And why was he born this way? And Jesus said, no, it was so that the works of the Lord may be displayed through him. That's become my life verse. And so I got saved, I would believe, the minute that I was able to walk that out and to believe that God was going to use me, and that the works of God would be displayed through me. And I'm so happy to say today that I am a worship leader, that I am a lover of the Lord, that I walk with him, and that I enjoy serving him more than anything. And I pray and hope that for all of you as well. So thank you very much, and God bless you.